This week, we're talking with the Fort Cavazos Family Scholarship Fund about scholarships, how you can earn them, and what it takes to qualify. All that and more on this week's episode of the Great Big Podcast. So today we have a representative from the Fort Cavazos Family Scholarship Fund to talk to us all about scholarships and how you can be eligible for them. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
My name is Angel Egan. I am the current president this year for the Fort Cavazos Family Scholarship Fund.
Okay. So what are you going to be talking to us about today?
Today we're just going to talk about that our application period is open, how to apply, how to be eligible, what the selection process looks like, and our past award history and how we've received our funds.
Okay.
And I'm Blair with the Fort Cavazos Sentinel. I have covered this awesome organization for a couple of years now, and they truly do some awesome stuff for its military children on posts that are going for their first bachelor degree. Is that correct? As well as spouses.
So it's opened up to military spouses pursuing their first bachelor's degree and high school seniors graduating, applying, going to college for the next year. We just don't include just the Fort Cavazos immediate area. We actually expand into 6 counties. So Austin, Waco, Gatesville, Lampasas area.
Awesome.
So, and last year was the most y'all have ever given away in y'all's history. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct. We awarded $83,500 last year to 50 deserving recipients. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's quite a haul.
Yeah, it was awesome to see all the kids walk up there and get their scholarships. It was so cool.
Yeah.
So what do you have to do to qualify for the scholarships?
Well, so in order to qualify for the scholarship, again, you do have to be a graduating high school senior. It can be from a homeschool program as well. We do get that question quite a bit. That's not a problem. Active duty, retirees, and Gold Star families all apply. Again, residing in Bell, Corral, Travis, Lampasas, Williamson, or McLennan counties. And spouses must hold a current high school diploma, again, pursuing that first bachelor's degree, and verify military affiliation. This year, we're really excited to announce we are now having all military affiliations go through Sheer ID, which is like the sister to ID Me.
Okay.
So that takes off from having to copy IDs and verify for us. So that is all being done by that third party, Sheer ID.
Perfect.
Great. So basically, the scholarship amounts range from several hundred to several thousands of dollars. So how are those how is each scholarship dispersed?
So the scholarships are dispersed once you complete the application. So you complete the application, provide 2 letters of recommendation, 500-word essay, and your current transcripts. So and what that looks like is we redact all identifying information. It goes to a selection committee process of 8 members. Those members take time year after year to read every essay. So last year, 50 essays they read, which is incredible for them. They spent 2 days reviewing the applications, again redacted, and then once we get their rubric or their scorecard back, we put it in a spreadsheet and we do it in order of the highest scored from the judges and gets the top dollar amount, and then it goes down from there. Because this is a merit-based scholarship.
Okay. When you say merit-based, what do you mean specifically?
That it's dependent on the application process. So a lot of it's dependent on the essay, volunteerism, the recommendation letters. They take all that into consideration.
Why do you think it's important to offer such a variety of scholarships to help, students pursue their education?
Being military families, we have to move around every couple of years. So with that being said, a lot of our high schoolers will never be valedictorian. because of that, you have to be continuous, right, for the 4 years. So we just want to create an opportunity for our military families to be able to seek higher education despite having to move, even with military spouses, raising children, running the household. A lot of them work full time and still pursuing education and making that a priority. So we just want to make that accessible to all.
Okay. Excellent.
Could you share what the essay prompt is?
This year's essay question is, choose one quote that inspires or speaks to who you are, and explain why you chose this particular quote and how it relates to you. So this applies to both our high school applicants and our spouse applicants. And it's really unique having these different essay questions from year to year and seeing what they develop and come up with.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Very creative.
I feel like that's really thought-provoking.
It is. I'm wondering, so like, what is it that you guys are looking for in the essays? Are you looking for something very authentic and very personal to the applicant?
Yes, that is the ones that were rated the highest were very genuine last year. I will share that, and I do recommend that you rate from your heart, and that they do take grammar into consideration.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that.
They do, yes, absolutely. But really, it's does the essay flow? Did you answer the question completely?
Right. Because I understand probably a lot of the more inexperienced writers would be a little bit, taken aback with having to write, an essay. But I feel like if they're actually writing it from a personal, perspective, from their heart, and really focusing on the prompt, then they probably do well.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you have any tips or any advice for writing the essay?
So the only tips that I would recommend is really just proofreading or having somebody else proofread it to make sure that it flows from paragraph, sentence to sentence. Because sometimes when you get in that thought process, myself included, I'll write something and then, I'm like, okay, it's good. But it's not, because I'm like, I understood it, but you need somebody else from a different perspective to actually understand that it's complete and flows.
Right. So you guys, listeners, you heard it here. Just make sure that you are answering the essay prompt and that you are writing from your personal experience, and that you have someone proofread your work before you submit it.
Yes,
correct?
That is correct.
Good.
So you've been involved with the organization for a while now, right?
This is my 4th year, yes.
So maybe what keeps you coming back?
Honestly, it's seeing the recipients receive the scholarship and them light up, and we've had so many family members reach out to us after the fact and say this is the only scholarship that they qualified for.
Oh, that's so
and
awesome.
It's just like, oh my gosh, for us to be together and be able to provide that for them. I mean, even our lowest amount last year was $750.
That's still a lot.
That still
It is.
that covers a class, books to it,
Yes.
books. So it definitely helps. A little bit goes a long way. So for sure.
So how do you think that what you just talked about, the feelings that you give people who receive these scholarships, how do you think that supports morale and overall positivity on the installation? Because basically you have to know that if you guys are supporting family members and soldiers in their education endeavors, that's probably going to feed into the other positive things that are going on in their life. Because if they're feeling good about pursuing their education and bettering themselves, then that's going to trickle over into other things they're doing, especially their duties as a soldier.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. From my standpoint, I see education as a benefit, and it's only plus. We keep learning throughout lives. We don't ever, just because we stop attending school, we don't ever stop learning. We're always learning and gaining knowledge through jobs and through relationships and that type of thing. So, just being able to provide this, I believe it absolutely provides benefit to the family members, and then for the rest of their life as they continue to grow and do the life journey.
So is there a special ceremony or event where the scholarships are presented?
Yes. So we have our annual award ceremony. It is typically, in May. We have not yet decided on a date yet. So it is in May, and we bring all of our recipients together and they receive the award. So once the selection committee gives us their scorecards and we tally them up, we have a committee that meets and determines the dollar amounts, which is based on how much funding that we've received throughout the year. So they don't actually, they're invited to the ceremony, but the recipients do not know like the dollar amount that they're receiving until they actually come up and walk across the stage when their name is announced with the dollar amount that they're going to receive.
Okay. Well, speaking of dollar amounts, how are you guys able to sustain and maintain a certain amount of funds to disperse scholarships?
I'm glad you asked.
Me
so
too.
we have a community that really supports our organization. Our legacy donors is the Cavazos Community Thrift Shop, the Fort Cavazos Spouses Club, the Mayborn Foundation, First Heroes National Bank, and the Great Place Gift Shop. These organizations have supported us for a multitude of years. Like we can go back, our organization was started in 1985, and as far back as the records that I could find, these organizations have always been our staple donors. So that's why we now call them our legacy donors, because they help us and they support our organization year after year. Now, since then, we have, as you heard last year, $83,000 in scholarships were awarded.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we have branched out. So Walmart neighborhood stores in the local area all came together and donated to our fund. We also have some other organizations that came through as well and provided funding. So we are continuing to partnering with them, seeking new donations. We are a 501c3 nonprofit, so any donations made to our organization is tax deductible.
Excellent.
And we do give you that tax donation letter.
So you mentioned legacy donors. If you're just an average person that wants to make a donation, how would you go about doing that?
So yes, great question. So you can make monetary contributions by writing a check and mailing it to our P.O. box that is on our website. Or we have PayPal connected as well. Those are really the only two ways. This year we are going to try to branch out and try to do like a monthly contribution and see how that goes. So if you are interested in something like that, please feel free to reach out to us. You can reach us at info@fortcavazosscholarship.org.
And I don't know if we touched on this, but when is that all-important deadline?
Yes, this is important. So
Yes.
applications, we are currently accepting them now, and we've had several people reach out with questions. Application closes February 16th.
All right, that may seem like a lot of time, but if you procrastinate like I do, that time will go by in a flash. So you guys, please, please, please don't wait to submit your application. This money is out there. It's going to go to someone. Might as well be you.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, in that, I wanted to know, is there a limit to how many scholarships you can apply for, or which scholarships you can apply for?
So for our organization, you can only receive a scholarship one time.
Okay.
Yeah,
And as you stated earlier, it's for your undergraduate or your bachelor's degree.
correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, one more time, we wanted to stress that application. So, Angel, you said you are accepting applications now, and the deadline is, again, February 16th, 2024, which, like I said, it seems far away, but it is not.
Yes,
Don't
it will
wait.
be here before
So,
you know
yes,
it.
we definitely encourage anyone who's interested to go ahead and submit your application now. As a matter of fact, go ahead and start working on that essay. You think you can bang out that essay, and you could, but it might not be as great and as detailed and as pristine as you could get it if you started to work on it earlier, right?
That is correct.
As someone who writes for a living and literally reads her stories
Absolutely.
the next day
Absolutely.
and wants to rewrite them all, please start now.
Yes, we both write for a living, so we
Yes.
both know how it can get. It can get a little bit overwhelming, especially when you want to do well.
Yes.
But if you start early, you can work on it little by little, and before you know it, you have a masterpiece ready to submit.
Yes. Trust the writing process.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
rewrite and reread.
Yes, yes, yes. Is there anything else you want our listeners to know?
I just want to thank the Fort Cavazos area for continually to support our organization. We honestly would not be here without having the support that we have today.
Okay. Before we go, do you apply for these scholarships online? Is there a website?
Yes. So you apply online. So this year we are going away from the paper applications. We have been online applications for the last 3 years. So we're doing away from paper. Now, if you have a circumstance where you absolutely have to have a paper application, please email us and we will send you that. We will accommodate you, but you can apply online at our website, fortcavazosscholarship.org. And right on our front page in a big red button, it says apply now. Click that and it will direct you right to the application. What's unique about our online application is that you can start it and come back. So you can save for later, input your email address. But I will caution you that the link is only good for 30 days. So if you start the application today, right,
Make
November,
sure you finish it within 30 days.
Right.
Okay.
So if you start in November and then you go back to it in January, you're like, oh, all my information's gone. Well, yeah, it only keeps it for 30 days.
Okay. So just to reiterate what documents are needed, you need the 2 letters of recommendation. You need an essay, your sponsor's orders to Fort Cavazos or DD 214, and transcripts. Now, are all of those documents, are they going to be uploaded to the website?
So all of them can be uploaded to the website. For the orders, please black out the sponsor's social security number,
Okay.
if that is still being used or if that's on there. The transcripts, most of the high schools in this area will mail them directly to us, and they have our address. It's also on the website for them to mail it, but everything else can be uploaded.
Okay. So again, listeners, to apply, you can visit www.fortcavazosscholarship.org/apply. Thank you so much for being here today. This is such an important thing. You guys, don't be afraid that your finances or lack thereof are going to keep you from pursuing your educational endeavors. There are ways to get around that, and we are just happy we were able to provide you with some of those ways today.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi there, I'm Rachel Bethel. I'm the Public Services Librarian at Casey Memorial Library, and I just hope you guys step by. Casey Memorial Library is located at the corner of 72nd Street and 761st Tank Battalion Avenue, next to the CTC building. We're open Tuesday through Saturday from 9 to 5 and have a large collection of items to check out, including books, audiobooks, movies, graphic novels, and video games. And an even larger selection of materials is available online. We also offer a variety of free programs and services for all ages, CAC-enabled computers for soldiers, and separate kids' rooms for families. All DoD civilians, retirees, active duty soldiers, and their dependents can get an account. If you have any questions, feel free to call us. We're available at 254-287-4921.
So Blair, did you apply for any scholarships when you went to college?
Oh my gosh, all of them. Well, I went to a private school, so we knew the tuition was going to be even more expensive than it just is in general. Mm-hmm. So, and I was the salutatorian of my class, so that helped too.
Yeah. You were working hard, so you earned those scholarships.
Yeah, I mean, I applied for so many, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah. What about you, Sam?
Yeah. Hey, everybody. This is Samantha Harms with the Garrison Public Affairs Office. I applied for a bunch of like really random ones.
Those are the best ones.
Like the best one that I thought I got was from a bank that's like in. So I went to obviously the University of Kansas. I lived in Lansing, so like Fort Leavenworth area. And so one of the like local banks there, they gave me a scholarship and they had like a giant check that I got to come in and take a photo with.
Wow.
Oh, that's
it was
cool.
so much fun. Yeah. I feel like you do that sort of stuff, but it's usually for like, I don't know, like big things that are happening, but they went all out just for me.
Yeah. I did apply for a couple when I was doing my undergrad, and I think they were military spouse based because then I was married to an active duty military member, but I don't remember having to write an essay.
Really?
Oh,
I think I
essays.
just got it based on I don't know if it was like GPA.
Oh, like
or
your resume type
maybe,
stuff.
Yeah, I think it had something to do with my what I was studying. It was like a journalism based.
Okay. Yeah, I got a couple of those. Yeah, I was the type of person that if it had like an essay, I very rarely did those.
I think that's
because
what I
didn't
did.
want to do the work.
Man, my parents made me do them. The academic advisor at my high school would just hand me pamphlet after pamphlet of scholarships, and my mom's like, "You're applying for that one, and that one, and that one, and that
Pretty
one."
much everything
Yeah,
they gave you.
and they all required essays,
of
your
course.
resume, GPA, all of it.
Well, the more money you win, the less your mom had to pay.
That's
Yes,
true.
That's
exactly.
her motivation.
Yes.
Yeah. I do like that for the scholarship fund, they make you do the 2 letters of recommendation as well. I think that's something that is like really critical because it is it's a skill you're going to have to use later in life anyways for a lot of things.
Right.
So to ask those people to do it now,
Right.
I think that's a really good thing, like to think about for your future, because you can hold on to those and use them as necessary, and also we'll be able to reach back out to those specific people and say, hey, listen, here's my updated resume, I've done more things, like could you tailor this letter of recommendation to other stuff?
Who would you get to write your letter of recommendation?
Good question. I don't know. That's a good question. Back in the day when I did letters of recommendation, it was always like a favorite professor. I had one professor, and he was one of my journalism professors. His name's Cal. He's an incredible person. We're still friends. Like today, I just saw him at a different student's. She and I were friends, and he was at her wedding with us.
Oh, wow.
He's
It's a
amazing.
small world.
Incredible. Yes. So he wrote a letter of recommendations for me for my master's program and for jobs.
Right.
Yeah.
So it should be
For sure,
somebody
him.
who can speak to your expertise and your skills and abilities.
Absolutely.
Not, grandma, because grandma's
No.
just, she's going to encourage everything. She's going to have nothing bad to say.
Grandma's biased.
Right.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Grandma's very biased. So, maybe someone, your supervisor on your job.
Yeah, definitely.
Or,
A
a professor,
colleague.
a teacher. Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes. So I was just glad that, we were able to share with our listeners ways to earn money, because I know that can be a discouraging part of, pursuing education.
Absolutely.
Well, how much is it going to cost me?
Yeah.
That's the first thing you think about. So knowing that there's a little bit of financial relief out there, that was great.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, and knowing that military kids move around so much,
Absolutely.
and that does affect their
It does.
GPA, and I feel like them being willing to take that into account, because I can't think of a scholarship I applied for that would have done that.
Yeah.
Because the town I grew up in was nowhere near a military base.
Right.
But it's important, and I loved going to their stuff last year, and so many kids got money last year for school, and spouses.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to see.
Yeah.
It is.
They're a great
It
group
is.
for sure.
It is, absolutely.
Well, speaking of being able to pass along information, we've got our news briefs here. So first and foremost, we have some exciting news. We are going to have a holiday hop shuttle bus come on the installation. So this is part of a new service. The hop is from the Hill Country Transit Service. Yes. Thank you. I always you want to spell hop in their name, but it is not like
but that
It's
Hill
just
Country throws it off.
It does. It just gets you. But yes, so part of a new service. We're going to be working with them, Fort Cavazos and the Hop folks, for a new partnership bus route. Is going to be called the Holiday Hop. It's just specifically for November 24th through 26th. So that's going to be next week. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then it is a test route, actually, because we're going to have a larger program come next year that is going to provide long-term shuttle services for on-post residents, soldiers, family members, retirees, pretty much anybody with a DOD ID. So they're going to do another holiday hop route in December, from December 23rd to January 7th. Anybody with that military ID card can ride on the holiday hop, and they're going to pick people up and drop them off at the designated pickup point. So there is a map out there, It will be on our social media already by the time this airs. And then if you go to the Take the Hop website, it's takethehop.com, that is where you're going to be able to find the bus route as well. You know, there could be some changes, so definitely go to their website for the most updated information.
This is going to be a game changer for families with one vehicle, soldiers with no car.
Absolutely.
Absolute game
It's
changer.
a great place, a great way to get from your barracks to the dining facilities, or if you want to go shopping at the exchange or pick up your groceries at the commissary. Absolutely. Yeah. Game
Now, if you
changer.
enjoy walking, carry on.
Oh,
but,
100%. Yes.
Should you
We're not gonna
decide to, get a ride, the hop is there for you.
Yeah, especially because it's, actually starting to kind of get a little cooler. So come the December time frame, you might not want to walk. You might
that
wanna take
hop
bus.
might be looking pretty good. Yeah. So speaking of the hop, they are also hiring part-time drivers.
Yes, they
so all of
are.
you out there looking for, another stream of income, the hop has got something for you. So the Hill Country Transit Service is hiring approximately 50 part-time drivers for the upcoming micro transit services on post.
Yes, and that is going to start next year in the spring
Yes.
of next year.
Yes. So the position pays $18 an hour, and they will actually start in February of 2024.
Correct.
So, of course, for more information and to apply for that, you want to visit takethehop.com.
Perfect. I love that.
Yes.
$18 an hour. That's
pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's
Pretty good for
a pretty
part-time.
tidy side gig
It
there.
is, yeah.
Yes.
And also, one thing that we did not mention in there is that you don't have to leave the post.
Right.
So when you are doing this, you stay on post. You go to the pickup place to get your van. You stay here. You never have to leave the installation. So great thing for military spouses, especially.
They actually really, really want, soldiers, military spouses, dependents to apply.
Yeah, they do.
Yes.
Absolutely. All right, what else we got coming up?
Okay, so apparently this Friday is going to be a pretty busy Friday.
It is, yes.
So first we've got the Connect at Special Needs Military Family Night. It's the Fort Cavazos Garrison, is at the Fort Cavazos Garrison Chaplain's Office. It's a collaboration with the Exceptional Family Member Program. And like I said, it's called the Special Needs Military Family Night. It's from 5 to 8 on Friday at the Comanche Chapel.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the purpose of the event is to provide families with special needs children the opportunity to, refresh and socialize and get mutual support from, other families.
Yeah.
And so you need to RSVP for this event.
Okay.
So in order to do that, you guys can call 5191. Let me repeat that. It's 571-271-5191 or 254-287-7501 to RSVP.
Okay.
Yes.
Great.
So also on Friday,
Ooh,
everybody,
yes.
drum roll, please.
Ooh.
Oh, I get an actual one. Okay. I'll take it. Okay. So Nature and Lights actually begins this Friday.
Woo!
Woo!
Nature and light.
I'll be going this year. It'll be my first time.
Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
I know. I'm so excited for her.
So if you're not familiar, it is a 5.5-mile roadway filled with beautiful, bright, twinkling lights out at Blora.
Yes, which is the
Yes.
Belton Lake Outdoor Recreation Area.
Yep.
For people
Yes.
who may not know.
So it is open from 5:30 to 11 p.m. throughout December 31st.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
And it's an annual holiday drive-through tradition for this area. So if you guys have family, friends, whoever coming to visit this season, perfect thing to take them and give them a taste of what Central Texas offers.
Absolutely. And as a reminder, if you go Monday through Wednesday, you can get your Christmas ornament from them while supplies last.
Yes. So go early and get an ornament.
Yeah.
And as Sam stated previously, make sure you go through in a week because the weekends can get pretty hectic.
If you're going to go on a weekend, absolutely be prepared to be there for probably a couple of hours, I would say.
Yes.
I've seen going out because I
Yes.
make sure to get there early, y'all. Okay.
Blair is an expert.
Yes, I am. So I took my parents last year. They followed in my brother's truck and we went through. So when we left, when you're coming from Belton to Blora, you cross over a cattle guard. The traffic was from the entrance at Blora well past that cattle guard. So just so you know.
So the first time I went, if you're like coming north and then going over towards that cattle guard, there's a light before you get to the cattle guard.
Yep.
The traffic was all the way back to the light.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's wild.
And that's miles of road.
Yes.
So
people were selling hot chocolate like on the side
of the road.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Because they knew you're going to be here a while. You might as well enjoy.
I'm there for
exactly.
it. You know, talk about being creative.
I know.
Entrepreneurial.
Side hustle.
Yes, absolutely. That is what it's all about. All right. So speaking of the holidays, DFMWR, I always have to take my time saying that, which is the Directorate of Family and Morale, Welfare, and Recreation, have posted their holiday schedule for November 23rd to 25th on their Facebook page. So the schedule includes child development centers, gyms, library, and other DFMWR services. So just be aware of that.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. They will have their one for December, I'm told, up at the beginning of the month for December as well. So for that holiday block leave at the end of the year.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
So thankfully, that little bit of rain we had a couple of weeks back, it added a smidgen
It did. Yeah.
of water.
Yeah. A whole
to link
1%.
up. Yes, a whole 1%.
We're looking really good.
So yes, but that still means we still are in a conservation
Yes,
phase.
absolutely.
Yes. So water conservation is still important for everybody. We're still in mandatory stage 2 measures, and those will remain in place until further notice. So remember, no watering of any type of landscaping between the hours of 10 a.m. and 8 p.m. daily. Report all on-post leaks to DPW by calling 254-287-2113 and off-post leaks to the local city water departments.
I love that. Yes. Yeah, you would think by now that we would be out of this, but we are not.
No.
because that was some pretty good rain.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
It
you would
was.
think- I
My
think the-
grass actually kind of filled out. I was
Oh.
like, wow. Okay. I thought it was dead.
tricked you.
Yeah, it did. But that just means now the backyard is looking pretty lush. I'm
Oh,
actually
that's good.
looking forward to cutting it because I want to see how it's going to look. Like, I really do get out there and do my lawn.
That's
I
good.
really do, yeah.
That's good.
And it burns a lot of calories.
It does.
In case you guys didn't know, mowing your lawn burns calories.
You know, the one thing that I wish though is I have one of the Apple Watches, and on there they have like, if you're doing certain types of exercises, you can like tell the watch, oh yeah, I'm, rock climbing or going for a walk. So that way it can try to
okay.
like monitor your heart rate more accurately. It does not have.
It's never
mowing,
accurate.
and
I'm
I've
like,
always
okay,
wanted that.
I know I burn more calories
Yes.
than that. Okay.
I know I pushed this lawnmower.
I said I was
up and
walking at a
down.
fast pace. I didn't say I was strolling. Okay. They give you
Yes.
like 3.1, 3.5.
Yeah.
It's never accurate.
No,
I'm
I
always
got-
disappointed.
I got beef with Apple on
Yeah.
that for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe like make it, I don't know if it has it. I'm not fancy. I don't have a watch. So maybe if there's like a weighted cardio session option.
Oh my gosh,
Right.
that's a
Because
good
it's
idea.
like people pushing
yeah.
weights on that weird
is.
yoke or whatever they call it. So
That's what it's called.
yeah. So
That's a good idea. I might
Just-
have to do that.
cheat the system just a little bit.
I love that.
about
Well, I
it.
don't have to worry about that anymore because, I don't have a yard anymore.
There you go.
So,
Yeah.
problem solved.
That's the
But
best way to solve
it's the
that.
best way to solve it. Get rid of your yard completely.
What would it actually be like not to have a yard?
It's pretty nice, actually, not having to worry about a yard.
Oh, I bet you it is.
Highly recommend.
It's either that or, mow your own or have somebody else mow it. When I think about the money I can save, yeah, I'm out there mowing.
Oh, yeah, I for sure mowed my own yard, too. But now that I just don't have to deal with it, it's really nice.
I bet. Man, I'm envious.
Yeah.
What about you? Do you
I'm
have
in an
a lawn?
apartment.
Yeah.
So I pay enough rent. They can do it.
Yeah, they can
Yeah.
handle it.
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
Yes. It should look pristine
It
every
should,
week.
yeah.
Yeah, they keep it
Yes.
nice. So
Okay.
yes.
Yeah. I love that. All right, ladies, I think that's all we have for
Yep,
this week.
that's about it.
So we will wrap up. Next week is Thanksgiving.
Yay.
So for people who are going to pick up the paper, it does come out a day early.
Yes.
Yes.
And we will have the podcast come out a day early as well.
Yeah. So instead of Thursday, be looking for us on Wednesday.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Well, happy holidays or happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Don't eat too much. Remember, you can always hit the gym thereafter.
And also eat
And
as
wear
much as
spandex.
you want, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
Wear spandex.
Pass out.
Enjoy yourself.
Don't be like me and wear your nice jeans. Wear spandex. Spandex.
Yes.
I think what you mean to say is wear sweats.
Yeah, those work too.
Sweatpants. Yes.
Trust me on
Lots
this.
of sweats.
Trust me. You can avoid a lot of discomfort.
Yes.
All right, you guys. We'll see you later.
Bye, everyone.
This podcast is a U.S. Army Garrison Fort Cavazos and Fort Cavazos Public Affairs production. Have a question or want to share some of your wisdom with us? Drop us an email at fortcavazos@gmail.com. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Fort Cavazos Army. And as always, be sure to leave us a review and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.